Hey guys, hope you're all having an awesome day. In this video, I'm going to take you through the Isocore Intermediate series. So a little bit more advanced than the beginner series, a couple more holds to it. Okay. It starts off the exact same. So we're going to start with the glute bridge. Everything in these videos is on 30 seconds. Okay. So again, we're just peeling the vertebra off the floor, lifting and holding. We've got a couple advancements we can make where we can take the hands above the head, as shown perfectly above. Idea being that the mind muscle connection, as explained in previous videos, has to be fired up through the glutes. Depending on where you place your legs will determine how much you feel this in the hamstrings or up into the glutes. Obviously you want flat feet on this position. In the advanced, we'll go to a raised foot where we'll change. Cool, rest there. That's the first glute bridge done. I believe next we're going to move to a single leg glute bridge hold. Okay, ready? Clock's on. Here we go. So there's a couple of variations in where you can put the free leg. I don't really mind, to be honest. Ideally, you'd keep it straight just so it helps maintain tension through the body. The biggest thing here is pelvic alignment. You don't want that. So I'm currently bracing with the right leg. So I don't want the left hip to drop off too much. Again, I've shown that you can pop the hands behind the head and that adds an extra element of core stabilization to it as well. If that's too hard right now, just pop the hands down by the side. Cool, rest there. Quick 5-second change, and then we're going to change legs. So I'm just using a timer on Garmin. Ready, clock's on, left leg. I'm just using a timer on Garmin. 30 seconds on, 5 seconds off, just to allow for transitions. Yeah, you can see here, I'm kind of starting to explain or show a demo in the video that we're trying to fight any torsion at the hip, basically, when we're doing this. Again, I've just shown that you can realign where your foot is, and it'll determine whether you feel this more in the hamstring or in the glute. Keep going, we're almost there. Cool, rest there, awesome, cool. We're up over onto our fronts now for a front plank. Ready, 2, 1, and let's go. So biggest things here, making sure that the elbows are in line with the shoulders. You can of course go up off the elbows and onto the hands. In terms of shoulder protraction, retraction, I'm not too fussed. As neutral as you can make it really is the ideal here. In terms of how you position your hands, you can put them palms down, palms up. Ideally try to avoid clenching your fists. It just builds up too much tension in the upper thoracic and through into the neck. It's not what we're after. Cool, rest there. Okay, rock on. New addition in the intermediate now, we're going on to a side plank. Okay, you can't really see it in shot, but the idea here is that on that bottom right foot, clock is on by the way, we're looking for perfect straight line from right foot, knee, hip, shoulder, all in a straight line. Just realised I've got a fantastic mustache going on as well. Here's a little advancement to this move as well, where you can abduct the bottom leg and the top arm, and just holding it up at hip height, that top leg, just to engage core a little bit more and put a little bit more pressure on the supporting knee. Rest there. We're going to swap to the other sides now. Quick little change. Cool, and we're back up. So again, we're trying to fight any torsion at the hip and in the shoulder. So it's really important that you're self-critiquing yourself in terms of making sure that hip and shoulder are not only aligned, but they're aligned with the bottom hip and shoulder as well. Again, if you feel this is too easy, you can pop that top leg up. It's just going to put a little bit more pressure through some of the joints, but your focus should still be on contracting the obliques, so the side of your core. Awesome, rest there. Cool. Up to our feet now. We're going to use the wall behind us, and we're just going to go into a basic double leg wall sit here. Ready? 2, 1, clock is on. Here we're just making sure that the back is nice and flush with the wall. Pressure is through the midfoot, and your mind muscle connection has to go to the glutes and to the quads, of course, which are going to naturally burn up here. The idea is that this is acting as a pre-exhaust before we come into static lunge. The timings on all of these can be varied. They'll change depending on what I prescribe to you, but obviously in this video it's all just on 30 seconds. Cool, rest there. Okay, off the wall, we're going to set up in our static lunge position. 2, 1, clock is on. So center of mass is bang on in between both legs, but I want you to have most of the pressure through the front foot, okay? There we go, I'm just showing from the front on. So it's really important that you're not tight roping this, so you have a nice wide base with the feet. They don't need to be bang on in line with each other. They can be in line with the hips as you're shown here. Top hands coming up as well in line with the back leg, and it helps you feel a little bit of a nice stretch through the hip flexor. Rest there. You can also add torsion as I've shown through the spine. Back in, other leg now, okay? You can't really see it again in this video, but I'm starting to play around with the foot position. So the idea is that you want to hit 90 degrees on both knees, really. So try not to go too far away so that the back leg is doing too much work. We want all the work to be done on the front leg. Cool. You can start to see a little bit of torsion again in my upper body. That's because I'm just rotating round, so I can feel a really nice stretch through my psoas major, which is part of the hip flexor connected to the abdomen. Cool. Rest there. Awesome. Almost done now, guys. We're into V-sit hold now. Ready, 2, 1, clock is on. We can change the angle of this. As I'm showing right now, this is the easiest version, where you have as much knee flexion as you want. Then a little bit harder with straight legs, and then the more you lower your legs down to the floor, the better. What tremendous mustache this man is sporting. You want your hands off of your legs, ideally. And if you really want to challenge yourself, you can chuck your hands behind your head and make it that a little bit harder. Again, the more you spread your center of mass away, the harder it's going to be. Rest there. Over onto your fronts, we've got final movement, back extensions. Go, so we want to get everything off the floor as much as possible. Clock is on now, let's go. We want to get everything off the floor as much as possible, so that ideally it's just our pelvis that's resting on the floor. So it's contraction of the lower back extensors up into the mid-thoracic actually as well. Glutes and hamstrings are firing. You can have a little bit of a play around with shoulder mobility. That'll come in a later video as well, as part of a warm-up. But yeah, the further away you distribute your limbs from your center of mass, the more challenging it's going to be. Cool, rest there. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Any questions, drop me a message. See ya.